Hey YouTube, this is YK the Lego Man, and I am back at you with another video for you guys. Today we will be reviewing set 76300 Lego Batman Arkham Asylum. This is such a cool set. It came out last year in 2025, September 1st release, and it retails for $300 in the United States. So without further ado, let's get into the review. So firstly here, I just want to take a look at the minifigures. This is the first minifigure we'll be looking at. This is one of the Arkham security guards. He's just a pretty basic minifigure. I don't believe there's any exclusive parts to him. He does come with a flashlight. He does also have some back printing right there. No double-sided face. Here's the hat piece on him. Here's a better look at his facial expression, but not much to him. Here's the second minifigure here. This is the other security guard. Same minifigure as the last one, just a different face print and no flashlight accessory for him. But overall, it is the same minifigure. Here is a better look at his face print. But yeah, overall, same minifigure. Next up, here is a look at the Joker. And Joker is a pretty basic minifigure here because he does have an Arkham jumpsuit, and he also has some pants for the Arkham jumpsuit as well that are printed. He does have some back printing here. This is Arkham Asylum, as most of the inmates in this set do. He does have his face right here, along with this lighter green hairpiece. Unfortunately, on this Joker, there is no double-sided face. He does have the bang gun to go along, and that is a sticker that is on both sides. There are 65 stickers in this set. Unfortunately, there is a lot of stickers. But I do wish that he wasn't in a jumpsuit, but it makes sense, at least for him, but we'll get to that a little later about some of the other minifigures. Here is Harley Quinn, and she is also in a jumpsuit here. She does have some pieces for some rollerblades in red and black. She does have a nice face print, also this nice hammer. Those are also stickered, believe it or not, on the hammer brick built. The hair piece is really nice right here as well. She does have a double-sided face, to get a better look at that right there. Overall, she's a nice figure. I also just wish she wasn't in a jumpsuit as well. But again, there's some other ones who we'll get to who I wish weren't really. I really wish they weren't. And one of those minifigures is right here, Bane. I was very disappointed to see that Bane was in a jumpsuit. Bane also has this nice little brick-built backpack. That is nice on him. I think that looks spectacular and phenomenal. The back of his head is nicely printed right there. And he has a nice little dumbbell, and his face print looks great. Again, I just wish that he wasn't in a jumpsuit. If you look at Bane right here, he has the same torso as Harley and Joker and all the other inmates who are in jumpsuits. And he really should have been the one, in my opinion, one of the few to not be in a jumpsuit. Next up right here is Killer Croc, and he's another disappointing one to not see out of a jumpsuit. He is in a jumpsuit here as well. He has a really nice face print. This is the first time we're getting a minifigure Killer Croc since I believe either the 2006 or 2007 wave of Batman. And he also has the same torso print as all of the others. All the inmates who have suits all have the same torso and the same legs. He does have a chicken bone here and some handcuffs. It's a nice minifigure. The head print is nice, and it's really cool to get him again in a set after all these years. We did get a couple big figs throughout the years, but again, I just really wish that he was not in a jumpsuit and that he had a full printed body. Next up here is the Penguin, and this is a nice minifigure. He's also in a jumpsuit, which I don't really mind too much for the Penguin, to be honest. If you're going to do any of these in jumpsuits, he would have been one of the few who I say it's okay. He does have a really nice face print right here, a nice hat. Of course, no double-sided face. He does have the little nice indigo on his neck and an umbrella. Not much to say about Penguin, other than the fact he has the little legs. He's the only one who differs with the jumpsuits than all of the other ones. He just doesn't have the printed legs. He has the little legs. So yeah, he's a cool figure overall, but not much to say about him besides that really cool face print. Next up here we have Catwoman, and Catwoman is another one right here. She is not in a jumpsuit, but the interesting part about this is I think that she works perfectly not in a jumpsuit, because we don't really see Catwoman in a jumpsuit too much. However, I think that there were some other ones here who should have gotten no jumpsuit over her. Bane or Killer Croc specifically, and another one we're going to see coming up, but this is still a great figure. I love this figure. I love the face print on there. Spectacular. I love the little Meow Bites accessory right here and the whip. There is some back printing on here as well, and there is also some leg printing. So overall, this is a really nice figure. I just think that it should have been in a jumpsuit compared to some of the others, but this is a fantastic figure and I love it. Next up here is Poison Ivy, and she is one who I think is probably the best minifigure of the entire set. I mean, Lego went all out on this minifigure. Completely green, the first ever completely green Poison Ivy we've gotten. Very reminiscent to me of the Arkham games, maybe besides the hair, but very reminiscent of the Arkham games. This is just a spectacular figure. She's holding a flower right there. In the hairpiece, she has a flower in her hair, which is removable. We take this hairpiece off, you can see the other expression on the other side, as well as some back printing, and we can just show that with the hair on right there. Just such a nice minifigure overall. Definitely, I would say, the best minifig of the set. Next up here, we have the Riddler, and he is also a very nice minifigure. Again, I would have rather have seen Bane and Killer Croc over him to not be in a jumpsuit, but he is still a really nice figure. The one thing about this, that confused me a little bit, because we've seen a lot of leg printing in this set. I thought he should have had some leg printing with some question marks to go down to match his suit, but we didn't get it there. He has a nice face print right here, a really nice hat, some wonderful back printing. I like this minifigure a lot, and I also wish for, instead of his crowbar right here, I wish we got the piece that they used in the Lego Batman movie of the Riddler question mark and to go with this minifigure. We didn't get that, but it's okay because I think overall it is a nice minifigure. Next up here we have Scarecrow, and overall Scarecrow is a very basic minifigure. Again, just with the jumpsuit. He does have a very nice face print. I think it's one of the best Scarecrow face prints we've ever gotten. The problem is, I thought it was weird that they didn't add a hat or a hood or something to him in this set. They just left him completely bald, and that was one thing that I did not like about this minifigure. He does have handcuffs, and he does have this little accessory as well right here, and he does have the Arkham Asylum back printing. He does have some nice little printing in the back of the head, but I definitely would have preferred a hat form, a hood, or something here, and we didn't get that, but I still think it's a nice minifigure overall. Next up here we have Mr. Freeze, and he is a nice minifigure. The thing is, he's just a copy from the Junior set that came out earlier in 2025, so there's not much to him here, although he is still a nice minifigure. He does have his face right here, pretty basic. It does have the helmet, and under here, he does have some nice back printing on the figure. It is a nice figure overall. No leg printing was a bit of a bummer on this one, I will say, but he's a nice minifigure. He does have his freeze gun, which is a bit lackluster, I would say. We've definitely gotten better Mr. Freeze minifigures over the years, but this one is definitely not a bad minifigure by any means. Here we have two of Penguin's little henchmen. These are small little ones that I remember if you played the Lego Batman, the video game, you remember these. You could play as them. One of them has a little stick of dynamite, and the other one has a gun. They are brick built, and these are really cool additions to the set as well. Next up here we have Robin. This is the Damian Wayne version. This is a fantastic minifigure in my opinion. I love the torso print here. It is great. He's got a great face here. I do love the dual molded cape right here that has some yellow on the inside, black on the outside. We can see his back printing right here. Really nice. And if you lift the cape back down, we can also just turn the head right here and see his double-sided face for a more angry expression. Or we can turn it back here to the more happy expression. I do like that he has the mid legs, the new ones that move, unlike the small legs that the Penguin has. And I do like that he has the two katanas. This is a very nice minifigure and honestly a great inclusion to the set that I was not expecting. Speaking of figures I was not expecting, next up we have Batwing here, and this was a very cool and niche inclusion to the set. It was something that I wasn't expecting LEGO to do, because this is a more obscure character, but such a cool character to add, and I'm so happy LEGO added this minifigure. This minifigure looks fantastic. I know some people didn't like the inclusion. I am not one of those people. This is such a great minifigure. There's the face print right there. He does also have a double-sided face. He has a brick-built backpack. There's a sticker on that part right there. He does have on the bottom right here as well two things supposed to represent fire coming out as he flies, sort of like on a jetpack. On the back right here, we do have some nice back printing, and you can put that right here to look at the backpack. It is a real nice brick-built backpack right there. This is definitely one of the nicest minifigures of the set. Really cool. I didn't know too much about the character, but it is a nice minifigure overall. Here's the helmet. It's the new Batman molded helmet, but this is just a newer version with some blue eyes there and a silver helmet. Overall, this is a great minifigure. Next up here we have Batman, and Batman is a nice minifigure overall. I just think that he was also a pretty basic minifigure here. I thought for a $300 set we should have gotten an exclusive Batman. I mean, technically he is because of the cape here. It is a really nice cape, I will say that. This new design for the cape flowing, if he's standing like a gargoyle or something, looks absolutely spectacular. As well as he does have a little bit of back printing here. And he does have the double-sided face that he always has. Let's get a better look at that. And how it looks with the cape on. Here's a better look at the front face as well. And right here with the mask on, it is the dual molded helmet that we've been getting. Here's the Batarang, but this is just the basic Batman that we've been getting in recent memory, just with a different cape. I thought for a $300 set we should have got a way better Batman minifigure, but unfortunately here we didn't, but I still like the minifigure due to the cape. And lastly here we have Batwoman, and she was also a really nice inclusion of the set. We hadn't seen her since, I believe, 2019 in that Batcave set. This is a slightly different one. I believe the torso print is slightly different. The cape is dual molded, just like the Robin, and it's way more spread out than the old original cape. She does have a nice molded mask here, as well as a nice double-sided face. Under the cape here, we can see some nice back printing as well as a nice brick-built grapple gun. But overall, she is a very nice inclusion of this set, and I love this minifigure. It is amazing. Now, let's get on to the build. Next up here, before we look at the exterior, we will be looking at the van that came in this Arkham Asylum set. This is a really nice van that they added to Arkham right here. I think it was such a nice inclusion in the set. It looks a lot like an ambulance. Just has some nice stickers on the side here. That's the Arkham Asylum. On the top here, there's a little fun fact. It says 7785. You might be wondering, what does that mean? Is it just a number? Well, it is referencing the set number of the first ever LEGO Arkham Asylum that came out, I believe, all the way back in 2006, but it could have been 2008. I think it was 2008 where that came out. And it is a sticker as well as this sticker right here. And the top just slides off sort of nicely. You see there is a stretcher in there. In the front here, there are two seats and a wheel as well. As you can see closer in there, there's the nice stretcher. If we turn the car around right here, you can also open those doors, and they open like such. And you can go on ahead. Let's actually cover this up real quick just so we can get a better idea of how this is supposed to happen right here. Look right in here. The stretcher can slide right out. And you see the stretcher right there. It can open up and you can put a minifigure in there and slide that back in there as such and close it up. Overall, this is a nice van and a wonderful addition to the set. Now we are getting into the build of the Arkham Asylum, and this is a very nice build. Of course, it is a very big set right here. As we can see, we can start over here with the front of the build. At the front here, you do see we have the Arkham Asylum logo, As you can see right there, it is a very nice logo. Unfortunately, those are all stickers. As I said, there are 65 of them in the set. On here, we do have the front gate. This gate opens like that, so you can put the van maybe supposedly like coming in like that. It doesn't fit all the way in, unfortunately, but that would be something you could do if you would like. You can place some minifigures over there. It does lead to the walkway over here that leads up to the steps, and I think those steps look really nice, actually, leading up to the door right there. Up over here, we have it says Arkham right there, and then Asylum right there. Those are stickers. I also think that that looks really nice to have two Arkham logos right over there. And up on over here, we do have a statue. Now, this is particularly interesting, because as you can see right there, we have that statue that has, it looks to be Joker face paint. Well, Joker is supposedly supposed to have vandalized this in the set. This is technically another minifigure, but it doesn't count on the minifigure list. Right there, it does have a front printing, and it does have a double-sided face. It has these wings as well. And that double-sided face, if you put that, this is supposed to be the statue before vandalization, and then you can go ahead and put it back on here like that. And then if we take a look as we zoom back in there, now it looks like the normal statue before Joker would have gotten to it. So as we see right there in the front, there is a security camera right here. It looks like up over here, there's some nice windows, there's some nice foliage, and we will see what that is for later. And as we zoom back out here, we can take more of a look at the side right over here. Right next to the Arkham logo, you have these nice gargoyles. These are very nice. I think they were such an important and nice addition. I might have liked to have seen some on the roof, but overall they're nice. And as we start to slowly come around here, of course this is built on a 32 by 32 base plate. We see right here there are some fences, and this is supposed to be a broken fence right here. And right next to a little knob that you can turn, and there's a nice little sticker there in black and yellow. And as you can see right here, they use like the hot dog piece in black right there. And this right here on the ground is supposed to represent Clay for Clayface, maybe showing that he has escaped the asylum. He is unfortunately not in the set, but this is not the only reference in the set. We will see more. Right here, there is a sign, and it says, "Caution, hitchhikers might be supervillains," with a question mark, of course, from the Riddler. Right up over here, there is a sign that says, "Smile, you're on camera," with some clay streaking down it, insinuating Clayface has been here. That is really nice as well. Up on over here, this is the guard watchtower, and as you can see right over here, there is some clay right there, and I think that that is also really nice here on the exterior, that it shows kind of it going all the way down, that Clayface was supposed to supposedly tried to escape. Up on over here, as we get to the back part of this, we can see that there is a hole right there in the wall. Now, the only thing I will say about this, about them having this hole in the wall, is that on the Daily Bugle set, there was a hole in the wall, but you can either choose to have the hole in the wall, or you can choose to remove the hole in the wall. Here, they didn't give you that option. You have to keep that hole in the wall. There is no way to patch up, unfortunately, and I'm not sure if I really like that, but I guess that is what it is there. There's also, right over here, some holes right here. These are, they have some little Technic pins in the set that you can use to connect to the other modular buildings. I took them out because I am planning on building a Lego city, and I want to place it not connecting to those buildings, but you can do that as an option if you would like. As we move on over here, we have this corner part of the building right here, because of course this is a corner modular, and there are some nice parts over here. We do see that there's a little snowman down here, and some ice, supposed to be that Mr. Freeze had built it. Right over here on the wall, it says restricted access area, and it shows not a revolving door, and there's a little panel there in order to get in. There's a trash can that we're going to take a little closer look at in a second. Right over here, there's supposed to be an opening in the cell that is supposed to show that someone broke out. Up over here, there is this little electrical box. And what does that do? Well, we can pan out a little bit right here. Now, on this electrical box in this trash can, if you pull this electrical box, this is going to open and close these cells inside. We will get a closer look at that later. And right here, the same can be said with the trash can. We can get a bit of a closer look there at that. You can see the mechanism, how it works. If we zoom a little bit back out, we can take a look here at this part. But before we do that, we will take a look at the trash can. Inside the trash can here, we have some studs and also another place for that modular connecting point. And these are studs supposed to be referencing the Lego Batman video games where you collect studs, of course. They have the gray stud, they have the gold stud, they have the blue stud right here, which represents 1,000 currency in Lego, and this one represents 10,000 currency, which is the purple in Lego. Now, that's not even the coolest part of that dumpster. The coolest part about that dumpster right here is this. This is the Lego Batman comic. This is one of the comics right here. It's supposed to be in Lego, but this is a famous Batman comic right here. Batman number 9, I believe. And this is, I'm not sure if it's the first appearance of Arkham Asylum. I think it is, and I think that's the reason why they included it in here. It is just such a nice inclusion here. I love this. The only thing I don't like is that, again, that it's stickered. I wish it was printed. I think that piece would go for a lot more if it was printed, but I think that this is a fantastic garbage can right here, and I think that that is an amazing inclusion right there to have as well. So if we zoom back out here, we can put those back in there. We can go ahead and put this back in there as well. And this is just the basic trash can that is used on all of the modular buildings, of course. And they use them on the Marvel modulars as well. Not on the regular modulars, but this is for all the superhero modulars at least. So as we go over here, we can now see the back of the building. And this back of the building right here was so cool. We have a few things to look at. First off, we have Vote for Harvey Dent with some vandalism on there, of course, by the Joker, and Harvey Dent, of course, being Two-Face, who is unfortunately absent from the set, which I did not like to see. Down here we have, which I really hope is hinting that this year we will get a Daily Planet modular. This is Visit Metropolis. Of course, Superman, you can see him. If you look a little closer right there, it's supposed to be Superman flying. You can see the Wayne logo right there, and the hello there with a pause, a reference to the Batman Returns. I really hope that we get a Daily Planet modular this year, and I hope that that's what that was hinting at, but you never know with Lego. Down over here, we do see that there is a little hole down here as well, showing an escape. We will see what that is from in a little bit. As we look back up here, we can see all of these panels come off. They're all removable. And this shows you access to all of the prison cells. As you can see right here, we can view all of them, and Poison Ivy's is the only different one. But we will get a better, closer look at all of those in a minute. As we slide these over here, we can see on the side over here, we can see Poison Ivy's cell on the outside. There's a lot of foliage right there, and it is really nice that they added that in. And now we can come on to the roof. As we look up onto the roof, we see that there is a little thing up here that has the Joker's logo on it. Down here, right here, we see that there's supposed to be patched up and boarded up. Up and over here, we see that there is a Harley Quinn logo. That is also very nice as well. Up here, we see this is supposed to be representing the Penguin. So there's a lot of nice little Easter eggs up here. Another one supposed to be boarded up, as we can see right there. That is also very nice. And then up here as well, we can see the Riddler logo. That is also very nice to have right here on the Arkham set. And yeah, this roof design is really nice. I think it's such a nice design for the roof. I love how up here we have the nice little spike on the top. I love the way this was brick built like that. This is really nice. And the one thing I like about the exterior of this set that was nice was that Lego added some connection points. And what I mean by that, not just the modular connection points. These are little clear pieces, as shown at the beginning of the video, that you can put at different points throughout the set. So you can put them up on the roof, you can put them on the side, anywhere that has the Technic connection point. And if you do so, you can connect minifigures on here. We can just do one or two just to show you. For instance, if you wanted to put Batwoman flying, you can put her in the corner over there. But yeah, let's get into the interior of this fantastic build. Alrighty, so you might be asking, for the interior, why are we showing the roof standalone again? Well, here there is a little bit of an interior for the roof. This will be very quick. As you can see right here, this is a reference to the Condiment King. There's supposed to be ketchup and mustard. And you can't see this next part, but so I took it out. It's supposed to be up in there. This is a Riddler puzzle. It just says, riddle me this. And I thought this was just cool to show the bit of an interior that this roof has. Now let's get on to the actual interior. So now here we have the first floor of this set. And we can take a look at the interior of it. Over here, we do have the interior of the first floor right here. On the inside right there, you can see that we have a sign here that says stand up with Mr. J, of course the Joker. We have some more signs right here. This one says open all cell doors. That is a nice little computer build in there. Right here we have a sign that says the Batman Returns, and from the Batman Returns comic book. Let's get a better look at that. It says Gotham City News, the Batman Returns, has the logo from the comic. Over here we have a little camera. And on the inside right here, we have the computer with on the screen right there. We can take that off. Goes on the screen right here. This is Clayface. And now I think that this is sort of funny to have in the set in the first place, because they're showing the Clayface minifigure from the Lego Batman video game, and they didn't end up including it, and I think that was kind of funny on Lego's part, but also kind of annoying, because they didn't really want to see Clayface in this set. We can place that back on over here. Now, on the interior right here, we can see there's a little walkway that also leads into the hallway where the prisoners are, but there's also another part here in the corner that there is another tile right here that is printed. Let's see if we can see that. And there's maximum security as well right there. On the maximum security part right here, you can open up that door, and there's a coffee mug used for the print there. You can use the mug to open the door. And right here you can see the interior where you can fit a minifigure in the maximum security cell block. And yeah, it is a very nice build right here. There's even another part of the build right over here where you can see a reference to King Shark, it looks like, and that is also really nice to see. Another really nice part to this build is that in the hallway area right here leading to the prison cells, you can see where it says no coins, playing cards, or umbrellas, I believe. It says coolers. So this is really nice as well. This is beyond that point, but it is vandalized, so it's supposed to look like the Joker might have fiddled with it. And now that we can knock these out a little more, we can get a bit of a closer look at those cells that we were looking at before, and the way the doors open on them. So as you can see, the doors slide open by the pull of the trash can. You can see this cell right here. There's no bed in it. This one does have a bed, but the bed is flipped upwards. As you can see, this is blue with a pillow on it. Kind of nice that you can flip this up so minifigure can stand in there. And right over here, we have the cell is open, and there's a spoon on the inside of there, indicating that someone broke out. Now, another interesting part of the first floor right here, I think is the one part behind the security desk is the security cameras. Now right here we can see Joker, we can see Bane, we can see Killer Croc it looks like, and we can see one with the static that the footage fizzled out. But on the bottom right here as well, we can also see a Clayface tape right there, and we can see right over here that there is a clock as well. I don't know if that's just there to show a clock or if it's a reference to Clock King, I'm not entirely sure. There's a nice little security camera right about there. And there's also a nice spot right here where you first walk in, and this just shows right over here, if we can get a look at that. This just shows it's supposed to be that whoever came in ate this spoon, I'm assuming Killer Croc, but that is also in there on the first floor, and that is really nice to scan people when they first come through. And just one more shot here really quickly of the exterior. We have to open the doors to the asylum, and as you can see right over here on the inside, you can now see the way it looks with the doors open. So yeah, overall, you can see the hallway right here going up through that way, and you can see the ladder that would lead you up. This is a really nice first floor, and I love it overall. Next up here, we have the second and final floor of this set. And I think that the second floor is ultimately, I would probably call it a draw between the second and first floor, which one I like more. I do want to start here with the tower, as it is removable right here from the side. And as we can see here on the interior of the tower, here, right over here, the top part is removable. Whoops, don't want to remove that part though. Top part is removable, and you can see right here, there is a bat logo in here, a microphone, a bit of green stuff spilled on the floor, probably from the Joker, and it looks like the Arkham Batman logo almost, and it is really nice. The roof can be placed back on like that, and as you can see, there are some windows there as well, and this is really nice, and it just goes back in like such. But we can first off start taking a look at the second floor right here. There is a hole in the wall that leads directly over to the tower. As we can see right here on the wall, this is supposed to be for Calendar Man. And as we can see on the inside right there, it's supposed to say September. And we can see the Calendar Man right there. There's a nice little area right here that's supposed to have some, like a water dispenser, but is supposed to be contaminated. If we zoom back out right here, you can see next we have Dr. Harley Quinzel's office. And in this office here, there is a chair. There is also a bed and some tapes. And there is even a little teapot in here that is supposed to be a reference to the Mad Hatter, I believe. There is a spot right here on the interior with some little cassette tapes. I think it's supposed to be, this is Wanted for Harley Quinn. On the interior right here, this is a doctorate degree for Hugo Strange as well. And over here on the inside of her office, it says Employee of the Month Harley Quinzel and Most Wanted for Harley Quinn. As we zoom out a little bit here, we can see in the interior, this is the hallway that will go, as we can see once we put this directly back in. This is the hallway that will go directly into the tower. So I think that that is really nice right here. Another part right here that is really nice, if we can get a good look at it, the door, it's hard to see through here, but the door does say Dr. Harley Quinn's office, and it's X'd out right there. You can see right there on the top. And it is a nice little hallway here. I really like the way that is done. On the inside here, we do have another one of those scanners as you walk through here that we did see beforehand. Just grab that right here. This right here, this one is supposed to be clean with nothing on it. There is no spoon in here or anything like that. So that is also nice to see right here. On the interior right here, we can see there is another one of those signs for to say they have nothing you can bring in here if you are an inmate, except this one is not vandalized at all. Over here we have a very nice picture and such a cool inclusion of Jeremiah Arkham, I believe the founder or part of the family of the founders of Arkham Asylum. That was such a cool inclusion, something I did not expect. They went a little deep with the lore here, and I mean, even here in the interior, we can see a reference to the Court of Owls in here with an owl down there. We also have a red cup, and I believe this was the final reference involved in that. This was supposed to be referencing the Eraser, who was another Batman villain. And now that we have seen some of the references on the floor, we can get into the cells right here. The first cell over here, as you can see, it has the bed here that just lifts up just like that, just like the other ones on the bottom floor right there. We can also see Poison Ivy's cell, which looks very nice, and I'm really glad she has a customizable cell, but I honestly wish that the other villains in this set also had a customizable cell. And if we zoom out a little bit here on the electrical box, when we pull this right here, we can see that that opens and closes just like it does on the first floor. So overall, this is a really nice second floor. These cells are really nice as well. I just wish some of them were more customizable, but overall, this is a really nice floor. So now into the final verdict, the big question: should you buy this set? I think the answer is yes. I do think that I can understand that this is a $300 set. So realistically, a lot of people can be very skeptical, and rightfully so. I think you should be very skeptical when spending that much money on Lego. It's a lot of money. It's a very expensive set. I think the minifigures could definitely be better. Might be a turnoff to some people to buy this set. If you don't want to buy it because the minifigure is completely understandable. I think the build is very nice in this set, though. I think the minifigures are still nice despite some of them being in jumpsuits. And I just love this set overall. I think it's the best Lego Arkham set ever made. Spectacular that we finally got a DC modular, hopefully more to come. But yeah, overall, I would say I would definitely buy this set if I were you, if you can, and I give it a 9.5 out of 10. The only reason I give that 0.5 off is deducting from some of the minifigures being in jumpsuits. But thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you, and goodbye.